Hello, guys. Welcome to the next episode. This time we are going for training number 6. So let's go and take a look. Orbiting 101. This training scenario covers the basic of flying a spacecraft craft in orbit, essential maneuvers like rising and lowering apophysis and periapsis nodes, and also important concepts such as what the term apophysis and periapsis mean. You'll start off in a low circular orbit around Kerbal with the Orbiter 1 training craft ready to go. Start. Here we go. Welcome to the Orbiting 101 training program. I'm Gene Kerman and I'm going to teach you the basics of orbiting. I assume you've already done the basic flight tutorials and are now ready to learn how to get around in space. If you haven't done them, well, I hope you know what you're doing. Let's get started. Orbiting is really nothing more than free falling. The only thing is that as you fall, we're moving as fast forward that you actually miss the ground because up here there is no atmosphere to slow you down at this height. You will continue to free fall endlessly around the planet without having to use your engines. We are currently on a low, almost circular orbit around Kerbin. To get a better view of your situation, press M key to go into the map view. So this is our orbit. Okay, this is the map view. Here you can see your ship's position and its current trajectory around the planet. Hold right click and move the mouse to look around and see your orbit from various angles. Also, hovering over the icons on the map will display more information about them. And by right-clicking the node, you will pin the information. Close the map when you're ready. Press M key again so we can proceed. So we can click here, yeah, and right-click. What's right-clicking to here? Nothing. Right-clicking here. Urban Periapsis and over there. M again. Good, let's get practical now. I trust you already know your basic spacecraft controls. Up here, they're very much the same, except that the lack of an atmosphere makes the ship behave quite a bit differently because there is no drag slowing you down for every input you apply. You will have to apply an opposite one to come to a stop again. I'm going to remotely nudge your altitude controls a little. Try to get the ship back under control afterwards. If you find yourself totally out of control, hit T to toggle the SAS on and it automatically cancel any remaining rotation. Are you ready? So T is ready. Trying to. Whoa. No. Gonna press T. Nicely done. Yeah, thank you. Attitude control is an essential skill for a spacecraft pilot. Master it, and you will be well on your way to become an expert pilot. You can try this again if you want, or press next if you're ready to move on. Didn't do anything. Okay. Next, let's have a look at the nav ball now. You've probably seen the symbols on it when you were spinning around. Uh, Here's what they mean. Prograde and retrograde vectors, they point towards and away from your velocity vector respectively. This is it points to and away from where you are going. Okay, pro is where you are going and retrograde is away from it. Okay, just going back. Okay. Radial in and out vectors, they point towards and away from the current orbited body. Ah, okay. Okay. Normal and anti-normal vectors, they are perpendicular To the I have no idea what that means. To the orbital plane, they point upwards and downwards with respect to the orbital plane, respectively. Yeah, point upwards and downwards. Yeah, okay. So that would be downwards, and this would be upwards. Okay. I can do this and prograde. So this is going in the direction of the orbit. Okay. Next. Okay. Now let's try something a little more involved. Open your map again. Okay. What we want to do now is go through some of the basic maneuvers you'll need to know. Let's try raising your apophysis first. The apophysis is the highest point in an orbit, and it's indicated by the node marked AP. This one? Yeah? The best place to raise your apophysis is at the apophysis PE node, right here, which is the lowest point of your orbit. If you hover the mouse over Periapsis node, you'll see that we are going to reach it in a few minutes. Once there, we will face prograde and burn. Uh-huh. Press period and to speed up time a little. Uh, Press period so we can get there faster. Okay. Zoom in a little. We are going for this objective, and we are going faster, faster, faster. Oh. Okay. Slowing down a little bit faster. Okay. Stop. Okay, we are now turned prograde. Checks SAS is engaged for you to keep her steady. Press the Z key to accelerate at full throttle. But do we do it right here or right here? Full throttle Z. I'm gonna wait till this here, till this point. Almost there. Almost there. Nope. Okay, burn. How long? Burn time 5 seconds. Oh, stop. 3 seconds over it. Oh, Z is S. No. C. No. X. Okay. Oops. Notice how the opposite side of your orbit starts to rise as you accelerate. Keep thrusting prograde until your apophysis altitude reaches about 800 meters. Ah, okay. Keep going then. 800 meters. Going. Still going. Still going. And stop. Well done. This is how you raise your apophysis node. With orbital maneuvers, pretty much everything you do will affect the opposite side of your orbit. So to raise the highest point apophysis, you thrust forward or prograde. At the lowest point, periapsis. Similarly, to raise your periapsis, you thrust prograde at apophysis. Okay. We're on our way to the apoapsis now, so let's do just that. Press next when ready, and I'll warp time to get us there quickly. Yeah, next. Going back. So we do um, retrograde. Wait, a little more. Wait. Escape. Is this something new? Okay, we are on our way to the Apoapsis node now. Notice how your ship loses speed as we rise. That's because we're climbing away from the planet, so we lose speed as we go higher. Just like a ball does when thrown into the air back on Kerbin. Okay. The higher you are, the slower your orbit will be. Notice how the Moon's orbital speed is around 540 meters per second. You can see this by hovering over the Moon's marker, while yours is far higher. That's because our orbit is so much lower than that of the Moon. Yeah, okay. When we reach apoapsis, we will burn prograde again to raise the periapsis node and circularize our orbit. Oh, okay. Okay, resume flight. Um, prograde, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, slower. Okay, we're prograde now. A little bit further. And oh, it slows down automatically. Okay, thank you. Okay, here we are. So, same as before. Turn your ship to face prograde. Yeah, done that. Mind that we are probably facing the other way right now, so that the prograde marker might not be visible at first, but you can find it easily because it's on the opposite side from the retrograde marker. Once you are facing the right direction, fire up that engine and watch the periapsis rise. Okay, so prograde and burn 24 seconds. Burn with the Z and the X. Okay. The Z is full throttle. Wait here a little bit more. 24 seconds. And burn. Oh, burn. Okay. Keep burning prograde until the orbit is nearly circular. Perfect. Oh, okay. How do you do that? How do you see that? Almost zero. Oh, X. Where do you see the zero? Not. Wait. Keep burning prograde until the orbit is nearly circular. Eccentricity will be zero when it's perfect zero. Uh, to keep an eye on that eccentricity measure, how elliptical your orbit is. Zero means the orbit is circular. Where do we see that? I have no idea where to see that. I think I'm gonna burn a little more and stop. Nice. Okay. Nicely done. This is how you change the size of your orbit. This maneuver should come in handy in many situations. Next, we'll look into changing your orbital inclination. Press next when ready to proceed. Okay, but where do I see this zero? Hmm, where do I see that zero? Well, I had to go 800 in this direction, so we had to go 800 in this direction as well. So I think I can remember it this way. Okay, proceed. Orbiting 101 inclination. Your orbital inclination is the angle between your orbit and Kerbin's equator. If you've managed to maintain a reasonable amount of control so far, we should still be in a nearly 0 degree inclination orbit. That is, even though we've changed the altitude of our orbit, it still has the same inclination as before. Yeah. So changing inclination is done by thrusting at a 90 degrees angle to your prograde vector, but without changing your pitch relative to the surface. On our present, maybe I should have seen it like that. Do we see a zero here? Hmm, no, we don't. Damn, it wasn't here. Okay. On our present nearly equator orbit, prograde is due east. That means to increase our inclination so that our orbit takes us into higher latitude, we have to burn towards the normal direction. Okay. Next. If all that is just I just said made your head spin, yeah, the nav ball once again comes to your rescue. In this case, you will need to use the normal vector to change your orbital inclination. Let's try that now. Turn the ship to the normal vector's direction and open the throttle. Okay. Normal, this one. This one. Okay. And how much do we, do we do it like this? I don't know. I think like this. So thrust, burn. How long? How long? How 10 degrees? 10 degrees. Okay. So we burn 10 degrees. Where do we see 10 degrees other than here? I have no idea. Waiting. 6, 7, 8, 9, and stop. Okay. Good. This is how you change your orbit inclination. So now it will be, yeah, different. Okay, good. For these maneuvers, it's always better to do it in the slowest in the slowest parts of the orbit, so you don't have to spend as much delta V to turn your orbit around. Okay, that also means inclination changes on larger orbits, such as we are on now, take less fuel than the same inclination change on a lower orbit. Interesting. Also, keep in mind that changing inclination doesn't necessarily mean accelerating to the north or south. It means acceleration at right angle to your prograde vector, which on our normal equator orbit also happen to be towards the north. Yeah, yeah, okay. So if we happen to be spinning like that, change it. Yeah, yeah, okay. Next, let's look into the last essential maneuver we'll need to learn, lowering our orbit. Okay, lowering our orbit. As you can imagine, lowering our orbit altitude is very much like raising it, only in reverse. Because there is no air up here, you can use our main engine to decelerate as well as accelerate, because the ship's orientation will not cause problems with airflow, and flying backwards is easily as flying forward. Also, since our orbit is nearly circular, we can just turn retrograde and do our burn at any time now. So let's get to it. Retrograde. Turn towards the retrograde vector and start that engine up again. Retrograde vector is retrograde and burn. And back to zero. Oh, 2000 meters. M M C X. Keep burning retrograde until the periapsis altitude is around 20,000 meters. Oh, right. M. Stop, 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 stop. Whoa, that's low. That's only 15. So we do prograde, change it up, change it up, change it up. Okay. And burn. We raise. Oh, stop. How did that go up that retrograde? Back again. I'm learning. I'm learning. So this one is 800,000 meters, and this one is 74,000 meters. We have to lower it to 20,000 meters. So burn retrograde, slowing, stop, 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 and stop. Okay, 20,000. Nice. Okay. Uh, that's it. You're now on your way back. 20,000 meters low enough to hit the atmosphere. So you are now on a re-entry course to Kerbin. Once we're below 60,000 meters, the atmosphere will start slowing the ship down to the point that it won't have enough velocity to rise back up again. So we won't have an orbit anymore. This is all we need to do for this lesson. You could keep playing and either perform more maneuvers or ride this path down to a landing, or you could skip to the next lesson. If you do try for a landing, don't forget to decouple the capsule and deploy the parachute. See you on the ground. No, I think I'll stop. This will do. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied by this. Okay. Escape and scenario and scenario. So that was it for today. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for watching. Uh, don't forget to like, and see you next time. Bye.